Okay, we are busy getting into the Anvil Gladiator. This is
Anvil Aerospace, all systems online.
this is the UAE Navy's premier strike attack bomber.
Takeoff complete.
So they gently lift off a little bit. I had some
Landing
issues
gear raised.
landing this one. It doesn't seem to want to sit on the landing pad properly for some reason. Promise it wasn't me. I have no idea what that was. Sounds like I broke something. But let's just quickly switch to external view again. So I want to go to this view and zoom out a little bit. This is the Gladiator. So Anvil Aerospace is also the manufacturer of the Hornet, which I flew in the very first video that I made. They are the current in favor military contractor with the Navy. So this is the Gladiator strike attack bomber that they've manufactured, and it's the premier strike craft in use by the Navy at the moment. It's quite small for a bomber. I was really surprised. It looks and handles almost more like a fighter than it does a bomber, but obviously there's advantages to be had with a bomber that's fast and nimble and can defend itself. I quite enjoy the view from in here. It feels very up close and personal. It's difficult to explain, but it feels really small. It's almost like you wear the ship instead of flying it. So it would be my turret maneuvering up there. Interesting. Okay, so I've got I think it's actually moving with my mouse at the moment. Is that firing my turret gun? There we are. Now I can fire it from here. So I'm not sure if it actually... I think it has a gunnery position, if I'm not mistaken. There should be a rear seat for the turret gunner. So another ship that you can fly with a friend. Someone that can play rear gunner while you're busy flying about up front. Push the throttle a little bit. So yeah, that's a Gladiator. Again, I think we'll be flying some strike attack missions this in the Squadron 42 military campaign. See, it has quite a number of missile racks and pylon mounts, probably for bigger weapons like torpedoes. So this will be something you use to take out those nasty Vandal cap ships. Right, that is the Gladiator. Mean looking thing, especially from this angle. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, continuing on with Anvil Aerospace. This is the F7CM Hornet, also known as the Super Hornet. So in my very first video I flew this one's baby brother, just the basic F7C Hornet. So that's the civilian version of the Hornet military fighter, which the Navy's kindly made available for sale because they must be hard up for cash. Otherwise, why would you be selling military fighters to civilians? But in any case, the Super Hornet is a souped up version of the basic Hornet frame. It has a space for a turret gunner there at the back. You can see the turret guns peeking there up top. There's a rear seat over here, so it's actually a two-seater version of the basic Hornet. I hitched a ride in one of these back to Port Olizar after someone kindly blew up my Aurora while I was busy rebooting a Comrade. So I asked for help in the chat box, and a friendly fellow in a Super Hornet showed up and gave me a ride back to port. So I have some fond memories of this one, but I've only ever really sat in the rear seat. So let's get in up front. Yet more ladder climbing.
Anvil Aerospace, all systems online.
Very business-like in here. This is no nonsense type fighter, so lots of purposeful looking buttons. All of them probably do dangerous things. Need to get this one off the landing pad. There we are. In goes my landing gear. And let's punch the throttle a bit. Oh! She's quick. 210 meters per second. Now, if there's one ship that everyone in the arena modes have been complaining about as being a little bit overpowered, this is it, and it's not difficult to see why. Look at this. 6 main guns. So this puppy packs up punch. She is a nasty piece of work, but pretty looking. It's actually a turret in the bottom of the nose. You can see it nicely from this angle now. So I'll maneuver around like this a little bit. Oh, you're gonna do some serious damage with this thing, that's for sure. Lovely. Makes me want to run out and shoot things. You can actually see quite nicely how the guns converge at a point just ahead of the nose of the ship. Convergence is obviously set to try and hit the target a certain distance out. So, but in any case, it's a lovely ship. A lot of firepower. So. If the Vandal do invade, this is what you want to be flying. Alright, that is the Anvil Aerospace Super Hornet. Alright, we're moving away from the military ships for just a bit. This is the Consolidated Outlander Mustang. So the story behind the Mustang is that it's a starter ship, one of the cheaper packages you can buy. I think it's a $45 package along with the Aurora, which I own. So this is something a little bit, shall we say, more fancy than the Aurora, which is a very general purpose utilitarian ship. This is a bit faster, maybe a touch more fragile, but Consolidated Outlander are supposed to be a new ship manufacturer that have only recently started up, and their goal is to build ships that maybe send you off into space affordably, but with a little bit more style. So the Mustang range is supposed to be built for speed. So they've got a few variants that are built as racers. The Alpha specifically, I'm not entirely sure what this one's primary focus is. I think this is just a basic everyday run-of-the-mill type spaceship in an era where spaceships are almost as common as cars. So it's a mean looking thing, that's for sure. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. It's almost insect-like. So I'm not sure that I'm in love with it visually, but it is very quick, maneuvers beautifully. So let's have a look on the inside. Just have to hit the right angle here for this entry point. There we are. Another ladder. Right, let's have a look at the interior. There's not a lot of space in here, but I don't suppose that's the point in a ship like this, really. There's really nowhere else I can go besides hit the button for that cockpit over there. So let's sit down and have a flight. I will tell you one thing.
All systems operational.
There we are, Consolidated Outlander, nice boot up sequence. The view from this seat is probably better than anything else out there. Look, there's just no obstruction whatsoever, no cockpit struts, all glass. It is beautiful. So your view on space from this seat is second to none.
Launch complete.
She jumps off the launch pad as well. Very, very light and small little thing. Quick external view. And have a look at what the Mustang looks like from the outside. There she is.
Shield at full strength.
Ah, nice move into sunlight there. You'd almost think I'd planned that. Cockpit glass looks almost invisible from this angle, so there's me sitting there all vulnerable looking. But supposedly the stuff that the cockpit glass is made from isn't really glass. It's for the trick fans out there, transparent aluminum or something like that. It's supposed to be very strong. And the view from here is really, really magnificent. So, just 2 guns, 2 M3A lasers. It's not really a combat ship. You can defend yourself, but you're not going to pick too many fights with this. I think the idea would more be to run away than to fight. So, yeah, 230. She's certainly fast enough for running away, and the maneuverability is fantastic. So, this is one of those ships built for the joy of flying, and she certainly is a joy to fly. Alright, so there's about 4 or 5 variants of the Mustang. Not going to look at all of them, they all look very similar. Some of them, as I said, built for racing. The Mustang Delta is a more combat focused variant. But yeah, so if you plan to start your Star Citizen journey in something that's a little fancier than just the basic Aurora, the Mustang might be for you. So there you have it. Alright, so this is an interesting one and a personal favorite of mine. It is the B52 Merlin, and it is what's known as a snub fighter or support craft. So this baby comes bundled with the RSI Constellation, which we'll get to a little bit later on. So the Merlin is a single seat ship that you can fly out of the Constellation, so it's a little parasite fighter. Cool thing about that is obviously that if your parent craft, the Constellation, gets attacked, then some crew members can go to the turrets to help defend, and one guy can even jump into the Merlin and turn one ship into 2. So it's really, really tiny. It's like a fly. It's got some wicked looking headlights over here. It looks like a sports car from the front almost. I just love the design of this. It's a really nifty little ship. So it's very powerful because it's got humongous engines and not a lot of airframe to move around. So yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time to walk around the thing either. Let's where do we actually climb up on? I think it's from this angle. So there we go. Oh, listen to that. Oh, just look at that boot up sequence. Oh, that's a little bit messed up. Did I break it? I may have. Yeah, that's it. I've officially trashed it. I wonder if it'll sort itself out. No, apparently not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It certainly looks like a race car in here. Ah, there we go. It's fixed. Haha. No, it's not. I thought it was, but it's not. There it is. It's fixed again. And it's broken again. But it does look like a sports car. Yeah, it is sleek and shiny. And the display doesn't work.
Launch successful.
Ah! Sorted itself out now. So, like many overpriced sports cars, it's all flash and no substance. I don't know, but it certainly handles beautifully. Oh, 270 meters per second. That is one of the fastest ships out there. Just listen to those engines roar. Let's have a look on the outside. This thing really is tiny. Just look at that, and oh, the design of this is just so sleek and deadly looking. You can really throw this thing around the sky, provided you don't crash into any asteroids, of course. Have to be very careful flying from exterior view because this thing accelerates so quickly. I could fly into something before I realize it. So let's just switch back to the inside quickly. So, oh, just love the view from in here as well. It's just looks properly cool. Excellent view, of course. Nice bubble canopy. So this is a very personal feeling ship because it's so small, and yeah, I can see this being a very convenient little runabout. So you park your Constellation in orbit and you maybe run down to the planet in this little puppy to do your grocery shopping. I don't know, but I reckon if I ever had to have a spaceship of my own, this is probably what I'd go for. Something really small and easy to park. So there you are, that is the B52 Merlin, and a beauty she is. Alright, so moving on to Origin Jump Works and the 300i. Another one of my personal favorites. So Origin are supposed to be the BMW of the Star Citizen universe, in that they create luxury craft for the more discerning traveler. So you can be sure the ship doesn't come with indicators. Sorry for those of you that drive Beamers, but anyway. So yeah, the 300i is a multi-role ship to an extent, but it's supposed to be for touring the stars in style. And she certainly is pretty. It's one of my favorite designs personally. I've always loved the ship, and I think that if I ever had to buy a ship to go along with my trusty Aurora, once we start playing the game, this one would probably be on the list. The design was apparently inspired by some military drones that have this interesting triangular rear wing configuration. So yeah, it's just a sleek and sexy looking ship, and I love it. So let's quickly have a look inside. I see it's got a gull wing door thing going on there. Hit the ladder and take a peek inside. Certainly does seem stylish in here. That could be a flux capacitor. Huh. Fully equipped with time travel. There's another exit, it appears. Okay, I'm not gonna go out there now. What else is in here that's interesting? Explore the interior of the ship. No, I'm getting out again. That wasn't part of the plan. Hey, I actually slid down the ladder there. That's interesting. Alright, let's get back in again. I think the interior of the 300i is fully built out yet. There's supposed to be sleeping quarters in here somewhere. I think there's a bed built into the side here. Must be for a pretty short guy though. But this piloting area up front here. Sit in my luxury seats. I've probably got some padded leather for my bottoms here. Look at those dials. It is just scrumptious.
Origin Jump Works at your service. Core system operational.
Just shiny and pretty, and well, I don't know how practical it is, but well, it's also got a flight yoke, which is quite interesting, not a flight stick as some of the, or most of the fighters do. This is a flight yoke like some civilian craft. So something a little bit different. And yeah, let's switch to external view and we shall take off. Landing gear retracts and we'll get some speed going. So I've got two OmniSky 6 lasers in the wings. Let's switch to my other external view and just put some rotation on the ship so you can see what she looks like. I haven't got enough sun glare to really show it off properly now, but I just love the outline. Ship handles really nicely, so yeah, there's apparently some cargo space around. So there we are, into the sunshine. That's what I was looking for. Just love that shape. Looks like a proper spaceship. Now that nozzle flares when I punch it. So yeah, this is a ship I'm looking forward to flying, owning at some point. Spent some time playing around with it. There have been previously fly weeks where the 300 series was available. This is one of a number of 300 series variants. This is the baseline one, the 300i, so yeah. Nice luxury craft for those who like to indulge themselves in such things, of course. But yeah, that's the 300i.